Hello! uh, well, I'm here again. I did say I was going to be here last night, but that didn't happen. Been a very, very busy. But I did promise you that I would do 3 lives a week. So this is number 2. So I'll say a few hellos to people. Look, there's quite a few people here joining me already. Who have we got? We have Ellie, Nicola, Ali. Hi, Ali. Angie, Maxine, Gareth. Hi, Gareth. We have PJD. What does PJD mean? What does it stand for? I don't know. Let me know. We have Elaine. We have Beth. We have Jeanette. What else do we have? We have Catherine. We have Jeanette as well, and we have Facebook user. If you're in the group, I can't see who you are, so just put your name on the end there, and then I will be able to say who you are. It did say Mark and Helen across the bottom there, didn't it? It's not Mark and Helen tonight. It is only me. I am Han Solo on my own. So for the next hour, so we're going to be just Helen's having a break. She's having a well-earned rest. She's been incredibly busy. So I can't say I've given her the day off. She's given herself the evening off. So there we go. What else was I going to say? Oh, so those who are just joining us now, give it a few seconds. Oh, Petra. That's who it is. Easy to say PJD, isn't it? Nice one. I like that. Yes, so we've got Catherine Scales as well. And Annie as well. So, yeah, it's great to see everybody here on a Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I did say I was going to be here Tuesday, but obviously that didn't happen. So tonight we're going to be doing something just back to the basics, clean and simple. We're going to do a couple of clean and simple cards. I promise I should be able to get 2 done in the hour. You know how quick I am, or not, as the case may be. So we have Rebecca in Virginia. Oh, nice. What's the weather like in Virginia? And we have Nola here as well, and Liz. Hello, everybody. So thank you for joining. Just before I start, I was going to say is that we have got pretty big. If you haven't already been to the website, do please go check it out. We have a huge summer sale on. Basically, we just need to make some room for other products. So do have a look. They're not being discontinued. We're just making some room for some new products, which is good. What else? Yes, so the summer sale. So the code that you need to use on the website when you check it out is Summer30. Really easy, eh? So you're going to get 30% off your everything in your basket, or all the products in the sale, that is. Yeah. So, but do check out the sale category. The 30% will apply to those sale items only. So do please check that out. Some great offers on there as well. So if there's anything that you think, oh, I wish I'd had, then now's your chance to grab it. So yeah, it's great. Just great to see everybody here. So let's oh, and we've got Sarah as well. So yeah, we have been very busy behind the scenes. So if you don't already know, we have been with the summer sale, and we're designing new products as well. We have been incredibly busy. And we've had a few IT problems. Nothing to do with the website or anything like that, but just more personal IT problems. We've had lots of issues with a couple of computers lately. Just probably something that we've done ourselves. You know, when you click the wrong button, possibly. But we've sorted it now. He says we've sorted most of the problems out now. Luckily, everything's kind of stored in the cloud, so nothing is ever lost. So great. Shall we have a look at what I'm going to be playing with today? So let's have a look. So a couple of my oldies but favourites, I would say. They're great stamp sets. So if you haven't seen these ones before, do please check them out. This is your Create Your Calm set. Lovely, lovely large seahorse. And as I say, it is a nice size. I mean, that's the size of my hand, and my hands aren't small. So you've got the nice, lovely, gorgeous, grungy seahorse there. You've got Create Your, and then you've got Own Calm. Then you've got a couple of really cool elements there as well. Elliptical and circular elements. That's really nice. So I'm going to be using that one tonight. I'm also going to be using... What else am I going to use? Oh, I'm going to use one of my favourites is the Creative Chaos. It's a great flower, inky flower. And then we've got all these other elements. I'm going to be using the large flower. I might use the small flower. So I'm going to use that. Really, really nice. Love that one as well. So do check that out. I'm also going to be using one of the sentiments from the affirmation set. Love this set. Lots and lots of really cool words in there. And you've got a heart in there as well. But just like they're all kind of positivity and affirmations. So really nice. I shall also be using... Jeanette doesn't have the seahorse. How is that possible, Jeanette? Seahorse, you need him. Yeah. I'm also going to be using Supernova stencil. If you haven't got that, you need that in your life. It's a fantastic stencil. Great and a bestseller. I'm also going to be using this one. I haven't used this one for a while. Is the tones. Yeah, I love this stencil. So they've got, you can use, you know, one side or the other side or both of them together. So I might be using a bit of that as well. So again, these are going to be clean and simple cards. Nothing too complicated. So if you've got any kind of similar products, then do feel free to join in. I'm just reading what. Oh yes, PJD is saying that which stencil, the Supernova. Yeah, it is a great stencil. We've got some. I'm in the middle of doing some new stencils as well. New stencils and other lovely, gorgeous stamps as well. So these there for later on. Can't say any more on that. Sworn to secrecy, I say. Sworn to secrecy. Jeanette's saying, she says, oh, I need to place it somewhere. Well, I'm not saying anything, Jeanette. Oh, Gareth, you know, stencils. Stencils are always useful, especially if you're doing, you know, whether you're doing anything mixed media or anything really kind of, you know, clean and simple. They're great to have. And some stencils just lend themselves that they can work with so many other designs as well. So, right, let's get started, shall we? So, I think what I'll do is I'll just say hello to everybody. Yeah. And what I'll first start off with is, let me just get my stamping platform. So, yes, what's everybody else been doing tonight? Anything exciting, interesting? I know tennis is well and truly finished now, so so it's back to reality. It was a good game. We watched the men's final on Sunday. Yeah, it was really good. I did enjoy that. Right, got a piece of white card. And then I'm just going to line up where I'm going to put this seahorse on my project. Probably around about there. So bear with me while I'm just working, putting my magnets. You never put them in the same place again and again. Right. Okay, I think we'll be good with that. Now, with a seahorse, obviously you could possibly just, you know, if you wanted to, if you want to be simple, just kind of go in with your one single colour like the black. I'm going to personally clear emboss him, but I'm not going to use black today. I think I'm going to use, so what colours I'm going to use? I'm going to use the one of my favourite VersaFine Clair colours. This is a charming pink, but I'm also going to use another colour from there as well. This is called Purple Delight. Now, you don't have to use these particular two colours. If you've got another two colours, or maybe you want to use a totally different colour. Again, I just, you know, not long before we started, I did have a look to see what colour kind of seahorses were, and seahorses come in all kinds of colours. So just, you know, just go with whatever colours you like, really, I suppose. So that's what I'm going. I'm going for like a pinky purpley seahorse. I know you can get yellow ones and green ones and orange ones, so you know, just go with whatever you like. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in with the charming pink. So we're just going to ink this up. It's a great colour. Again, these are all clean and simple cards. Oh well, as clean and simple as I can possibly do. So we'll see how that goes. Now, there we go. This is the first colour that we're going to use. So this is charming pink. Okay. Isn't that great? Right, now, the next colour I want to use is the Purple Delight. Now, with the Purple Delight, I'm going to go back in but I'm going to use like one of these makeup sponges, or I don't know what you call these sponges, or any like cut and dry foam. Just going to dab in there, and what I'm going to do, let me just zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's look. Okay. So I'm just dabbing on the sponge, and I'm just going to more like going around the edge of the seahorse. Not too much, not too little, just enough. I'm just going to highlight a few colours here, and it's going to kind of mix those colours up. And it's just going to bring the seahorse a little bit more to life. So go back to your stamping platform, press down again. And you may have to do this more than once just to get the look that you're going to go for. So sometimes it's going to be hard to see. Obviously, I've got two. Oh, look at that there! I've got two colours there that are quite similar. But they trust me, they are different colours. It's sometimes, but you can see it's darker on the top there and it's kind of lighter there. I could have gone for two completely different colours. I don't know whether I've got one I tried earlier on. Oh, this is one. I did this one earlier on. This is I was practicing in here, so I think I used the pink and an orange, and clear embossed that, and it's kind of got that really cool two-tone kind of look, vibe going on there. I like that as well. But I'm going to go for the kind of purpley and pink. So let me just go back in there now with that. I just want to get a little bit more on some of the areas. And this is a good technique, you know, if you want to, especially if you're doing, you know, a couple of different colours on your project. Just go in there until you're happy and satisfied. You'll see it. You'll definitely see it more when it's embossed. It's very hard to tell on the camera, but when you're doing it in reality, it does make a difference. Now, the only other thing I want to do is, sometimes when you're doing this, your inks can actually dry. Sorry, so what maybe you want to do is just to stop, you know, especially if you're going to clear emboss it. I mean, you could leave it like that and just heat dry it. But if you're going to emboss it, I normally use a Versamark pad. And this is what I call my dirty pad. This is one where I kind of like stamp basically. I mean, look at the colour of that compared to the colour it should be really, which is kind of more like. See, I've got a good one and not a good one. I mean, it still works great. It's just that I call it the dirty one really. So what I do is just go back over your stamp with the clear Versamark, the sticky ink. And you're just going to ensure that when you put the embossing powder on, it will definitely stick to that, and hopefully that won't have dried out. That's the method anyway. So just go over that with the clear embossing, like so. Take that off, and what we need to do next is we shall put some embossing powder over that. I'll move that out of the way. Clear embossing powder. Make sure it's clear. This is I don't know what brand you're using. This is the WOW one. So just pull that over there like so. Tap that off. And let's clear emboss it. Oh, Jeanette's saying that's a great tip. Well, thank you, Jeanette. I am trying to. I'm going to do it like a series of like short and quick tips for people as well. So whether they're maybe you already know that, maybe you don't know that. So it's a case of, you know, it's not a case, as I say, teaching your granny to suck eggs or anything. It's just a case of like knowing, you know, learning, telling people maybe the things that you're passing on information to people. And I think that's, you know, it's always sharing stuff, so it's great. Okay, so let me just kind of clear up my mess as I'm going. Right, get that out of the way. Okay, so now let me just look a little bit. Oh, that's okay, that's all right. So if it's hard to see, but it's definitely got two colours going on there as well. So, you know, you've got the darkness in the head, and then it's lighter in the body as well. So it's definitely got two colours going on there. I mean, you could do two completely different colours. It will show up even more. But I just want that to, like, the detail of it not to be one uniform colour, if that makes sense. So that's a very simple, you know, way of ensuring that, you know, especially if you've stamped and you've left it for a while, sometimes that clear embossing powder will not stick. It is because it's dried off. So put that Versamark over the top and you're good to go again. So we've got a lovely image here. So we'll move on to the next step, I think. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to get my Supernova stencil, because this is a great little stencil, this is. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work out exactly where it's going to go. And I'm not even sure I'm going to stick this down. I may just do it freehand. We'll see now. Just move the camera out. Sorry, everybody. I've just got a sniff going on here all of a sudden. I had a sniff this morning, and excuse me, and it went, and that's come back again. Right. Okay. So we've got the stencil over the top. This is the Supernova stencil. Now I'm going to go in with a couple of colours. So these are the Distress inks, not the oxides. So I've got the Mermaid Lagoon because I love that colour. What else? Oh, another one of my favourites is the kind of Twisted Citron as well. So kind of a combination of those two colours together. Oh, Jeanette saying the crafting community is the best. Yes, it is the best, definitely. You know, it's great, you know, people to share things. You know, it's how people learn, you know. It's all about, you know, sharing and growing. So I'm going to get a couple of my distress tools, just any distress tools that you've got, or your brushes, whatever you've got. And I think I'm going to go in first of all with the the mermaid, and am I gonna tape it down? He says, yes, I think I will. If I've got my tape, let me just get my tape a second. Excuse me, everybody. That was a long way to go to get some tape. Right. I am gonna just quickly stick this down. It's only just because I can keep my hands free then. No particular reason. And I'm always prone to kind of move things around a bit. So it'll just help me when I'm holding it down. That'll be perfect. Okay. Well, that's better. I'm just reading a few more of your comments there, so it's great to try and catch up with everybody. All right. Oh, thank you, PJD. It is a good technique, right? So now, because I've clear embossed it, I can actually, you could, if you wanted to, just go straight over the image and then rub off anything if you wanted to, except obviously the white bits where you didn't get the ink on it. But I don't want to colour in the seahorse particularly, so I'm just going to be a little bit more careful. Just going to blend in a few colours going around the Supernova, and hopefully we'll get something that looks really nice, you know, bits at all and nothing too so just go in lightly there with those colours. You can go darker later if you want to, but nothing too hard. I'm going to try and blend the two colours together because I think that'll be nice and bright. And I was thinking to myself, kind of underwater, seahorsey, so we're kind of like those kind of blues and greens will work well. So we've got some of the green now, and I think these two colours blend really nicely. I mean, this is, again, you know, I was trying to do something incredibly, you know, simple or not uncomplicated. I do like the clean and simple, and hopefully, you know, it'll give you ideas, because this is always a starting place. This, you know, doing clean and simple is normally where everybody starts, is doing something relatively simple, and then you kind of add in more on top of that. And before long, you'll be, you know, you'll surprise yourself as to where you can actually take your work, which is always nice to be able to do. I might just go back in with a little bit more blue there. Just blend those colours together. Again, don't have to be perfect. This isn't going to be perfect. It's just going to give you that hint of colour going around. Just going around those colours again. Just blend until you're relatively happy with that. I do like mixing the kind of blue with green together. It does go really well. Okay, I think we'll probably stop there. He says. You always say stop, and then you always do a little bit more. So you say stop, and then you stop about 3 steps after that. Okay, so we'll take this off, and we should have quite a nice little image going on there. So we'll take that off there, like so. Again, that stencil lends itself to projects where you want your image to be the focal point, which is exactly what we've got here. So I'm going to stick this to my. Let me just have a look. I've got a card blank here. So this is going to go here, and I've got space on the bottom for that sentiment that needs to go on the set as well. Lovely sentiment as well. So it comes in 2 parts. So on one part you've got create your, and then on the other part you've got your own calm. Now what's cool about that is that obviously you can place those in separate places, but you can also interlink them together, which is really cool. And that is exactly what I've done here. So you can see on this one, you see how those kind of circles are like bubbles, and they've been interlinked together, which is great. That's exactly how I designed it. So so that is going to go down there, and I think that's great. But I may just add a touch of colour that's just go around there, just to bring that a little bit more to life. We'll see that now. But this is what you call pretty much clean and simple. I'm just reading some of the comments here. We've got, oh, thank you. Yes. What? I have every Oh, Gareth is saying I fell in love with the trap. Now I have every oxide. You've got every single oxide. Impressive. I must admit, I don't have every oxide. I've got a lot of them, but I don't have them all. I just can't keep up with the colours. I think I've probably got most of the inks, possibly. He says. I don't know. I've got a lot of ink. I don't have all the sprays though. Sprays, I do like my sprays, so I'm lacking in sprays. So I need to really step up my game on that. I don't have them all. Right, I'm trying to line this up by eye, and we'll have to use that. And let me just use my own stamp set to press down with. How about that? Multi-use. Okay. Right. So we have this, which is it's like echoing out, isn't it? It's got echoing out to you. Again, a very, very simple card. Nothing complicated on this one. I did say clean and simple. Nothing hard. I might just colour in a little bit on the seahorse there as well, and I'm probably going to colour in some of the bubbles. But that is a sentiment that I've already matted there, so I think that's just going to be stuck around about there on the bottom there. I'm going to colour that in first. A little bit of colouring. Nothing too complicated. Nothing hard with this one. Just trying to work out what colours I'm going to use. He says. Didn't get that far, I must admit. So right, let's have a look. So that's, yeah, I like that. Right, let's get some colours going. Now you can use whatever colours you want. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use some of my Twisted Citron. I'm going to colour in some of these bubbles and with the blue, and I'm going to use just a ink pad with a brush. So just going to put a couple of colours down on here. Yeah, we're going to go. So a little bit of green. I'm just going to wet my card. Always a good idea if you're, especially doing watercolour, just wet your card to start off with. That's what I always do. Basically, it just really does help the inks spread on your project as well. So just going to colour those in. Again, you can put as much ink or as little as you want. And I'm thinking that they're kind of bubble, more like bubbles. So if you kind of make your circles darker on the edge there, you're going to give it that kind of three-dimensional look. Let's just zoom in there so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. So we'll have one there. We'll also do, I think that was going to be blue. I think I'll do a green one here. Again, this is, I mean, you could use Spectrum Noir pens if you want to. It's entirely up to you what you use for your colouring. Yeah, just go with whatever you're most comfortable with. At the end of the day, they're once they're coloured in, they're all pretty much the same. You know, you're not going to really notice it that much. Right, I'm happy with that colour, the green. I need to go back in with the blue now. Just mop up my mess that I'm making. So, I mean, this is, you know, this is pretty much as clean as, I'm just reading a few comments. Oh, PJD saying she's experimented with sprays. Good idea. I want to know how you're experimenting with them. Yeah, do like sprays. I'll have to do some more stuff with sprays. Sprays are probably one of my favourite. I do like go to town with sprays. Yeah, absolutely love sprays. So let's put some more ink on there and water. Just not be too careful. Go over that. Don't forget your clear embossing is going to protect that anyway. Grab some of that ink. Go back in, and you can see how the ink spreads because you've already put the water down as well. So I like that. You'll find it your colours flow a lot easier. And if it's too dark, just pull that colour out. Just pull it out gently. Again, you know, and if it's too much, just dab your finger in and take some of that colour off. Not hard at all. This is really easy. Oh, Gareth is saying I've got an air spray gun and I get some really nice effects putting them through it. Air spray gun. What the actual? I'm trying to work out how you put the inks through it. Is it like a special reservoir that you put the ink into, or? It's always nice to kind of know what other people are doing with their products. It's nice to see what people do. So I'm just colouring this in. And I mentioned this, so anybody who's just joined now, and I'm midway through colouring in. For those who don't know, we do have our sale on. I mentioned it at the start, but I will mention it again to you. So for those who love our products, we have our summer sale on, which is basically just to let's say make some room for some of the products that we've got, because we've got lots of new ones coming. So we're just going to make a little bit more space for our stuff. The trouble is we don't have a massive, huge warehouse, so we do have to try and make space where possible. So that's what we're going to do. So let me just carry. Oh, I just missed a bit there. So yeah, if you're interested in the sale, don't forget the code for the sale is Summer30. That's SUMMER 30, and everything in that sale category you will get 30% off. But you know, do check out the website for anything else as well that you're absolutely loving, and you know you've had your eye on for a while. I know lots of people have got wish lists as well, so you know, do check out if you like stuff in your wish list, and you know, perfect time to get it. I do like those wish lists. I have my own wish list on Amazon as well. So, but we have got a new thing on our own website where you can create your own wish list, which is really cool. It just saves you, you know, if you forget as well. So lots of people forget that, you know, especially if a product went out of stock, just add it to your wish list, and as soon as it comes back in stock, you actually get a notification, which is cool. So that's really nice as well. So I'm just finishing colouring this in. Just a little bit of blue on that one there. And as I say, I did say I was giving my wife the night off, but she's giving herself the night off because she's the boss. So she deserves to have the night off because she's been very, very busy. And not that it was me that stressed her out, but obviously we had we had a problem with the computer when it updated itself, and then I tried to fix it, and I actually thought I'd lost everything, but I hadn't. It was all saved in the iCloud. Phew, he says. I didn't know it was saved in the iCloud. I was just hoping it was. So, so she'll forgive me for slightly messing up her computer. I won't touch it again, I promise. So now we're getting somewhere with that. I think that's looking good there, isn't it? I'm just going to leave that dry just for a second, because once that's dry, I'm just going to add. What I will do is I'm just going to add use a white pen on that Posca pen, and just give those bubbles a little bit more of a white 3D look as well on them. So yeah, that looks great. Again, that will just tie in with your project. Very, very simple, that one. So I'm going to stick this down. Now, what I'm going to stick it down with. So I have been using the Collall 3D glue, gel glue. Ran out. So today I actually went and bought some of the Pinflair 3D glue. Both pretty good, really good stuff. Both good, equally in good measure, and both do really the same kind of thing. I don't know whether one smells or not. I can't seem to smell anything at the moment, so you'll forgive me if they do or they do not smell. But I don't think they do smell. None of them have an obnoxious smell. I particularly can't smell anything at the moment, but the gel is good, especially if you're like me, you put something down, and you know, you want to wiggle it around and move it around a little bit. It gives you that ability to do that. Foam pads don't necessarily have that same luxury or option to do that. So, which is why I do love this stuff. And I have once or twice in the past, if I really hated something, I've gone in with my scalpel after it's dried, and I've kind of like sliced, cut under, and I've removed it, and I've put something else on top. So you can always do that as well. Now on top of here, I'm going to use a white Posca pen, and I tell you what will look really cool on here as well, glossy accents. So I'm tempted to use some glossy accents on here. I'm just wondering if my own criteria for clean and simple includes glossy accents or not. What do you reckon, everybody? I think that does. I think that still counts as clean and simple. So, again, you know, I could have had totally two separate ones there, but I liked linking them in together. I thought that would make something. It makes sometimes, you know, your sentiment look a little bit more special. I did say I was going to get my white Posca pen, and I will now. Right. So again, white Posca pen, great for just highlighting details on your projects. So you just got to be careful. Sometimes they do go a little bit blobby, so you have to just dab it a touch. This is quite a thick line on this one. I'm dubious about going in with this one being a thick line, but no. Do you know what? It's too thick. I'll use a thinner one. I tell you what, I'm going to use a gel pen. That'll be better. A jelly roll pen. So I'm just looking for my white jelly roll pen. Which one do I want? I've got about 3 or 4 different sizes here, so bear with me whilst I decide on which one to use. Never find the right one when you want it. You know. Do you know what? I'm just going to go straight in with the glossy accents. You know what? We don't need the white on there. Let's glossy accent it up, shall we? Where did I put my glossy accents? It's one of those days. Definitely one of those days. I was doing so well. I was doing so well. Right, glossy accents, Mark. I had them on my desk and it fell over. Where did it go? I tell you what, maybe we'll just leave that as well. Right. So just because I can't seem to find it, it's on the tip of my hand somewhere. We may come back to it if I find my glossy accents. Yes, I do like these for splatters. The only thing about using Posca pens, even for splatters, is that you're not in total control as to where it goes, and sometimes that's annoying. It annoys me. So sometimes what I do is I will kind of mask off areas that I definitely don't want the splatter to go, and then I'll shake it in between. So that's a good tip as well. That's what I do. But this, again, clean and simple. When I find my glossy accents, I will glossy accent that up. Do you know what? When I was just about to stop looking for it, I find it. Which is funny, that, isn't it? So I'll get my glossy accents. Excuse me. And we shall put some glossy accents on that. Again, you know, you can colour in the seahorse, which I might do afterwards as well. But that's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. And that is past my criteria for clean and simple. So that will be done after. Normally, I think what you'll find is that the cards that I finish, I complete, Helen will take a photograph of them and she'll put them either on Instagram or Facebook. So do please check that out. The reason is that you may see the slight changes that I may have made to the project in between me doing a live and it being photographed. So I'm just going to get my glossy accent now, and let me just zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Right, there we go. So just take your glossy accents, gentle squeeze, just make sure it's coming out. You don't want too much. I'm just going over those bubbles, and that's going to look great when it's dry. Again, something very easy to do. Now, I don't know what other people do, but sometimes go around and then fill it, or sometimes I kind of do a bit of both. I kind of like fill it as I'm going. I don't know what everyone else does. You know, you create like a dam and then go over that. So there's one there. You don't have to do them all either, but they do look cool. It's just like, it's nice to, those small touches on a project make all the difference. I mean, I'm even tempted to possibly add in some sequins or something around after I've coloured them in, because I think that would look nice as well. Again, something really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It depends on what you define clean and simple to actually be. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Oops, I've missed some of these comments. Now they scroll down to the bottom and then they stop. Oh, Nola's saving money by using cardboard. Ah, that's a good idea. Very good idea. I like that idea. What, cardboard from like boxes or or cereal boxes maybe. I made some good projects out from cardboard, I must admit. I've done some really cool stuff. I don't know whether I've got anything here to show you. I will have a look now. Some things I did ages ago. Right. Oh yes, I do have something here. Let me show you this. Right, okay. Whilst that's just drying a second. So that's just drying off. This is what. So this is a piece of cardboard. Ta-da! Nothing special. And this is using the. This is using a Glimmer of Light stamp set, which is a really nice stamp set, and it's also using the Collision stencil. So what I've actually done on this one was I just black gessoed just a piece of cardboard. Actually, what you do is see the edges here, kind of tear some of the layer. There's kind of layers on this cardboard. There's like a few layers. So you just pull one of the top layers off to reveal some of this on both sides and a bit on the bottom maybe. I think that looks really cool. Yeah, so you do that. Then you kind of you black gesso it up. Then I've used some texture paste through the Collision stencil. Really easy. I've gone in with a load of sprays. Some of them are micro sprays. Then I've stamped and cut out the moth, which is really nice. I like that. And the same again with the light bulb. And that's it. It's just a simple sentiment on there. Yeah, and that's, you know, there's not a lot to that, but it's got some lovely dimension to it as well. I do like that. And as a kind of finished project, I think I was quite pleased with that. Yeah. I do like, see, that's why I like sprays. I do like my sprays. A bit of oxide spray there as well, going on over the top there. I tell you what, it makes a world of difference to your black projects. So that's really nice. Right, did I do a demo for it? That's a good question. I don't remember, Maxine. Maxine's asking whether I did a demo for it. I thought I did, but if not, maybe I will do another one or one similar. I don't remember doing this. Probably a long time ago. I don't even. This is probably a few years old now. So again, so going from that kind of pretty much mixed media-ish, and then Clean and Simple, both cool in their own right. They're just different. So yeah, if you want me to do something like this, then let me know. I'll create something new, maybe using a different set completely. But yeah, I do like that. Still like that one now. That's probably why I kept it. I've got loads of stuff that I've probably not shown anybody before, so that's one of the ones I actually have hanging up behind me there. Let me just put that back. Yeah, there are loads. So if there's a want and a like for something, then let me know. So we've got as far as one at the moment. So that's one. I'll stop there because you can colour it in. And you know what I would do as well is I'd probably go over the bottom parts of this around the this seahorse and just add some shading. That's just going to really make him pop a little bit more. With sort of like a dark pen, maybe an ink pad with a wash on it, just around, just not all the way around it, just underneath his head there, and then as it's going towards the tail there and underneath here, that's just going to give it that depth and weight that you want it for, like a shadow. So yeah. Oh, everyone's saying yes please. Okay. Consider it done. If that's the kind of thing that you want, I will do that for you. I will work on doing one as well, maybe for the weekend. So if you're up for it, if you want me to do a project like that Glimmer of Light, I will do that. If you want to get the set, then and join in and craft along with me, then that'd be even better. What about that? Although maybe you don't have time, maybe unless you order it pretty quick, or if you've already got it, even better. But if you want to craft along, and if you've got it, then maybe we can do something like that. Maybe we could do a butterfly instead. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I haven't decided. I'm just reading everyone's comments saying, "Yeah, I'd love to see that." Okay. Consider it. Let me just consider it done then. See, it is there. It's up there. It's up there hiding. There's always hiding up there. Yeah, I haven't thrown that one away. I just kept that one. So yeah, it's always nice to see sometimes the secret ones that you don't see. The things that I make around. Yeah, there is another one there. And that one there. Oh, that was nice as well. Did you not see this one? Let me show. There's probably a demo for this one as well. Maybe I'll do another demo with this one as well. So let me just show you this one. I know we got off at a tangent now, aren't we? We're going way off a tangent now from clean and simple to not clean and simple. Okay, that's what. So this is another one I did. That was using the toadstools and the toadstool dies, which are really cool, really nice to have. That's another nice one to use. That's another nice one, that is. Oh, and that's using one of the stencils, the Ripples stencil. Again, you know, it really does depend on what you want to do. Again, that wasn't too complicated. That not a lot to do with that one. A little bit of colouring in with your pens, your alcohol pens, but again, that was a fun little make. Oh, everyone's saying they like my mix. Well, thank you, Christine. Yeah, it's I do, and that one is there as well. I don't really, probably can't see it. Don't really see that close up there. This was actually I've got printed papers there as well. So actually, that's from a book, pages from a book that was. And then I spritzed it, and I don't know whether that demo's on YouTube. Do check it out. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. It's great to have more people here. The more people here, the better, so I can actually let you know when I'm doing something new. Especially if you want me to do some more mixed media type projects. Again, mixed media applies to card making as well as whatever else you want to do. But I like that one as well. And that was quite simple. I like the simplicity of, you know, the stamped in embossed in white. I like that as well. So that's another one to do. But I like the, you know, the closer you look, the more you can see with those book pages as well. So that was fun to do. Maybe I'll do something like that as well. So back to tonight. So I'll leave this one for now, and we'll try and do something else. Do I have time to do another one? He says yes. People, no people. Shall I do another one? Right, okay, let's have a look. Right, let me move this to one side. I shall use, what am I going to use next? I know. Right, sorry, I'm just tidying up after me, I'm trying to. So, I'm going to use the Creative Chaos. I'm going to use a flower from that. So let me just move this out of the way. And I'm going to bring my stamp set. Move that. If you've only just joined, don't forget, everybody. I don't want to harp on about it, but don't forget the summer sale is now on as well. So now I will do. I've been saying about doing craft alongs for ages. So if you want to join me on the weekend to do something more mixed media-y, like that project, then let me know. Or if you want to get the. I'm either going to use the butterfly or the moth. I do like the moth, but I do like the butterfly as well. So I'm trying to like to move and use something new if I can. So maybe I'll use the butterfly. But if you've got the butterfly, great, we can use the butterfly. If not, use the moth. And if you want to get something in between, we're pretty quick at shipping as well. So don't forget, summer sale is now on, and it's this code is summer30. Really hard to remember that. Lots in that category page as well. Right, so I've got a card blank. This is a square card this time, and I've got my piece of card. Right, I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do with this one now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to stamp the flower in the centre here, and then I'm going to come back in. Again, this is going to be really clean and simple. I'm going to use the think this is called two-tone. This is called two-tone. So I'm going to use the squares from this two-tone because I think that's going to look really nice. And I will also use a sentiment from the affirmation set as well. So one of those sentiments there, I think those sentiments are really cool. So I'm going to use one of those. Right. So let me just get to my... Now I've said I'll do another one. Am I regretting it? Right, no. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So, right, piece of card and my stamp. Now the question is, am I going to go old school and not use a stamping platform, or should I use? I think I might use my stamping platform just to ensure that I'm going to get a gorgeous image. Right. Okay. I'm not gonna have my. If you watched the live the other day, there was a faux pas with me not drawing a project 100%, and I got a bit of embossing powder on some wet stuff. But if you watch it through, please do, because you'll see how I fixed it. In fact, I did fix it completely. So I don't know whether you noticed, but one of the on the finished one that Helen photographed, I'd actually used the white Posca pen and I'd splattered it over part of the embossing that I missed. So yes, I don't have the card here beside me because Helen's pinched it. So typical. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my card back in. So just place that down. Right, I'm reading. I'm trying to read and keep up with everybody's comments. There's just so many, and it's so nice to be able to do something on a different night as well. Normally it's a Tuesday, so I'm glad I decided I was going to do a Wednesday instead. Right, so I'm going to place that somewhere around there. Just wipe my stamping platform up. Decide where you're putting it. Hopefully that's pretty central. Looks pretty good to me, and commit to it. If you know me, you'll know how much I don't commit to things. I just take way too long. I do procrastinate over so many things. Right, okay, so we're happy with that. We'll go with that. Now, colours. I think I'm probably good. This is going to be in black. So I'm going to do black with clear embossing. Now, if you don't know, here's another tip as well. I'll do separate tips on one day as well. So I always stamp in black and clear emboss, rather than stamp in black and black emboss. The reason being is you've got to get those black speckles. You can't help it. It's near enough nigh on impossible to do, even with anti-static pads. So always a good tip is I always use. It doesn't make that much difference. There's a slight different look, but nothing that you're going to notice anyway. So I always use clear embossing over any colour basically. I think my black's near enough become redundant. Right, so I need a black ink pad. Which one to use? Okay, so I have to move this project out of the way because it's wet. Right, okay, we've got some. So again, you can either use your VersaFine or your VersaFine Clair. Yeah, pretty much the same. They're very similar. I'm not really sure what the difference is between them, but we'll just go with this one. Only because I think this is a little bit wetter currently. Oh, Mark. Getting sticky glue everywhere. Right, stop. So just going over that. Might need to do this a few times if my ink pad isn't wet enough. Probably isn't. So always, that's why you have that stamping platform. I don't know what kind of platforms other people use. You see, that did not get that at all. Again, it's me. Oh, it's the ink pad. It's not me. So lovely, lovely stamp. I want to go in just a little bit more there, just to make sure. Right. Okay, that'll be good for us. That'll do. Perfect. Move this out of the way. Clear emboss this now. So let's get some embossing powder. Oh, a little bit of ink there. We'll clean that up. Right, my embossing powder. I just shoot from the hip and hope it. Yes. Well, no. I need to know what I'm doing if possible, Jeanette. Especially when you're doing you know, if you do TV and stuff, you've got to really know what you're doing. TV is pretty hard to do, I must admit. I do not find it easy. I may make it look easy, but I do not find it easy, if that makes sense. It's not a case I don't enjoy myself. I'm always very conscious of myself. I don't know, you know, even doing lives, sometimes you get conscious about yourself. So I know you're supposed to kind of watch yourself back and improve, but I can't stand looking at myself. Right, let's just heat that up. So if anyone's got any, oops, I'm just making sure I've got all of that. Right, now I have. Right. Okay, if anyone's got any tips for getting those little pesky inky marks off the side of your projects, do let me know. Again, it's one of my bane of my life is my inky fingers everywhere. I'm always trying to keep my fingers clean, but you know, that's life, isn't it? So what I personally do is, and this is probably not the way to do it, so I wouldn't copy me where possible, is I do quite often just get my blade out, and sometimes either I use an eraser, or sometimes just scrape a little bit of that off the card. Failing that, I'm going to ink over the top anyway, so we'll see now. I think I've gotten away with most of that. Okay. So we have this lovely image. Very, very simple this card's going to be. Very simple indeed. So, but it looks lovely. I mean, you can colour this in, which I will do. The first things first, I need to get my other stencil. And the stencil I'm going to use is the two-tone. And I've just put it down somewhere. Right, there we go. Okay, so we've got the two-tone stencil, which is great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use some of those squares, just going through that stencil. I'm going to use some of those squares. I think they're great, but I don't want to use the ones that go over the flower. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to have to be careful. What I've got is, if you're not sure, maybe, well, two things. I can just tape it down just a little bit. Just tape down what I'm doing. So tape your stencil down a touch. And just tape down those corners there of my project. I just don't want everything moving whilst I'm trying to put my stencil through right. I can hold it there. So we're going to go through the stencil, going to get some of those colours going on there, because I think that'll look great with the flower coming through it as well. So I think that'll look lovely. Haven't decided on what colours I'm going to use yet, so we will decide in a second. Just seeing how that's going to work. Right, one thing, good tip is post-it pads. I normally have my favourite post-it pads, which are like a transparent post-it pad. I don't seem to have them at the moment, so always good to... What you don't want to do is to kind of run over and then ruin what you're creating, so just cover that up. Easy enough to do. So I don't want to go past there. And also, there's other areas which also I don't want to go past. I don't want those circles on my project. And I don't think I want to go past a certain point on the here either. So I'm just working out exactly how far I'm going to go with that. Right, I know don't want the circles. So I'm just going to post-it note them off, out the way. And I'll take that one out as well. Again, just, you know, if you don't want it in you, just mask it off. It's quite easy to do. If you don't want it, don't use it. Okay, I think we're happy with there. And I'm probably not going to use that one either as well. You know when sometimes you go, oh, it's great to have a stencil with lots of uses, but sometimes you do have to make sure that the bits that you don't want do mask them off, so you don't end up having... I like taking bits out of stencils. I don't know about everybody else, but it's always really cool to do that. And then you've got something cool at the end. So I'm kind of happy with the parts I'm going to use now. I think I'm pretty much... I'm trying to look at the shape. So I'm looking at flower, and then I'm looking at shape for kind of a weighting. I want a panel that goes across of squares, but I want them with a balanced kind of weight, if that makes sense. If you have too much on one side, it's going to look really odd. So you're just going to like work on how it's going to work. Now the colours I'm going to use. What colours shall I use today? Haven't decided. Right. So let me just get. I'm going to get a couple of colours now. Bear with me a second. If you're never sure what colours to use, always go with favourites. So I'm going to go with Pick Raspberry. I'm going to get my mustard seed. Mustard seed is always a good colour to have. Bit of carved pumpkin maybe. And we'll just see how we get on with those. So I shall just get my blending tool. Again, this is just go as much as you want into there. Bit of red. A bit of orange in there as well. Go with the yellow next, I think. Some twisted citron as well. Oh, I'm just reading what Ali's saying. Splodge more ink around the edge or stamp around with the fab background on the set. Ah, I see. Right. Do those motor erasers work? I don't know. I would like to know whether they do. That'd be good. I shall finish off with a bit of blue as well. I'll just go back over those colours and blend them a little bit more. Just go through those colours that you had. Green. And finish off with the blue. Okay. So I think we're pretty much done there now. Right. Let's see how that's turned out. And then all we need to do is colour in the flower we'll do the sentiment, and then we should be pretty much done. So let's just move these out of the way. It's great that everyone's communicating and talking with each other. It's superb, and you know, just helping each other with ideas. That's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, so let's move this out of the way. Move those out of the way. Oh, like that. Those rainbow colours make me happy. Good. I like that. And I've just noticed as well, I probably went a little bit too far on that side compared to that side. So I'm gonna even Stevens it up, aren't I? So I'm gonna have to just go in there with that another one there. As long as I don't mess it up now. That's what you get for talking, I think. Just bear with me whilst I just go over those couple of colours there, just to even that out. It's my OCD. It's got to be right. I can't let it go. No singing now. Right. Okay. Just place that over those ones there. I've got to be careful. I do not want to ruin this now. I'm so far in. I do not want to make a mess of this either. So let's just go there. I had the idea in my head, and I was going with it. Again, I do like this stencil. I don't think I use it enough. Just don't. I don't use any of my stencils enough. So that's why I'm kind of like stencil and a stamp together. So a little bit of orange there as well. I think we'll stop there before I make any more mess. Oh, there we go. That's balanced that up, hasn't it? Okay. So pleased with that. Let's just move that out of the way. You know, sometimes the simplest things make the most impact, don't they? Gareth, I'm sure you could do it. You know, it didn't take. Honestly, he did not take much time to do that at all. Seriously, it was about less than 10 minutes, about 5 minutes to do that. So yeah, you could do that, no problem. Right, next thing I need to do is find my card. Where did I put my card blank, Mark? I remember one of those sessions where I had a huge amount of space, and now my space is about this big. So I'm just looking for my card blank. Bear with me, I'm looking for my card blank. I've got a sentiment to go on there as well. Right. So bear with me whilst I've got to find the sentiment, and I will also find the card blank. He says, where on earth did that go? Oh my, if you could see my desk now. No, don't go and see my desk. You do not want to see my desk. Right, okay. I do have my card blank, right. So I'm going to stick, that's going to be stuck onto here like so. That's going to go on there. And then I've got a sentiment that I'm going to put on the bottom there as well. I'm going to quickly colour those in. Yeah, I'm going to colour those in, and then a sentiment on the bottom, and we should be pretty much done. So let me just, what I will do is get a piece of tissue, and all I need to do first of all is I need to stick this down to my project. So I'm just seeing how much space I've got. Right, okay. I'm just working out where it's going to go. Right, okay, go somewhere around there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to get my tape runner. I'm actually having a quite nice chilled out time today, I must admit. Sometimes I feel very flustered, but today I'm not so flustered. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe that's what doing clean and simple cards does to you. Maybe, I don't know. So does that mean when I do my mixed media I'm going to be like a crazy madman? I don't know. No, probably not. Okay. I do love these. If you haven't got one of these, I don't know whether you can recommend them or not. I don't know. I personally love these. Some people don't like them. I don't know why, but they're great. And yeah, they work. Right. So, got that away. Now I need to stick this to there without getting my inky fingers everywhere. I just need to line that up. Now bear with me a second whilst I try and line this up and not get it stuck to somewhere I don't want to stick it. I'm all thumbs and the trouble is, when you're watching me, like you are watching me. Oh, my head. I have to excuse my big head in the way now. I just need to see where I'm going with this. Right. Excuse me, everybody. Head there, head gone. Right. And I'm just going to press down. Try not to get my inky fingers everywhere. Right. Okay. Again, simplicity, I like that. Okay, so now I've got to decide on the sentiment, and I'm going to colour this in as well, but I think I'm going to watercolour that in using a combination of the colours as well. But I've got a few sentiments here that I can choose from on this set. Affirmations, a great set. You know, there's so many typewritten sets, sentiments in there. They're so good. I am grateful for every day. I do like that one. Positive thoughts create positive things. Happiness is found within. I'm grateful for every day. I like that one. I think I'm going to use I am grateful for every day. That's a great sentiment. Oh, right, okay. That's a good... Nessa's asking how much they are. Nessa, I'm not really sure. I do not know how much they cost. You probably have to look online, shop around. That brand is actually a... So this brand is a Scotch 180G gun. I know that some companies have ones that are very similar, look exactly the same. Maybe it didn't say Scotch on them, maybe it's their own brand on them. But they're good. I like them because you can put, there's an awful lot you can put into the cartridges. They can be a bit fiddly to fill, but once you get the hang of it, you know what you're doing. It depends on how accurate, because I'll have to show you another day about using these things, or the bonus points and the negatives. But I do like them. But you know, each their own. If you've got something else that you use that you're happy with, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's just that I use it all the time. I use mine all the time, and I'm not trying to sell them at all, because we don't even sell them. Right, so let me just get this sentiment out. And I do like this one. Right, so the sentiment, it's a good idea as well, is get your sets and then work exactly where what set you're going to use, which stamp you're going to use, and then just kind of go for it. Yeah, decide which one you're going to use. You know, you can either put sentiment there, but I've kind of got a panel going on here, so it's going to go at the bottom there. I do like something very simplistic, really, at the bottom. That's all you need. I do like You Are Enough as well, but no, I've got space for a two-liner. If you look at the space that I've got here, so I think I'm going to use the two-liner, and I'm going to use the I Am Grateful for Every Day. So yeah, Nessa, I'm always honest. You know, I don't. You know, I only use something I use. You don't have to. You know, I know everyone's money's at tight. if you don't need it, don't get it. But you know, I can understand people's wants, and you know, people like to have stuff. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just carry on using what you've got. That's what I'm doing currently, using what I've got. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp this out now, and I think this is gonna one of my old favourites. I'm gonna stamp this onto a piece of black card, white, emboss it, white embossing powder. That's going to look great because the black against the rest of it is a great balance. I'm going to quickly colour that in, and then that is pretty much a clean and simple card. I mean, what you could have done if you wanted to, you could have easily gone back in with your stencil, maybe used a pen if you wanted to use maybe you know, one of your pigment pens, or maybe you'd have offset it and maybe just drawn some squares around it. You could have done that if you wanted to as well, but you know, I don't think I need to do it. I don't think there's a need for it. I think it looks great as it is, but that's entirely up to you. I mean, no, play around, see what you like, see what you don't like. I mean, you could go around those squares and have them more solid if you want. It'll look like a stamp. You could have done that. So let me just, I'm going to get some piece of black card, I'm going to stamp that out, white emboss it this time. And I thought to myself, I brought some black card over. Never find it. Bear with me just 1 second. I hope everyone else is having a chilled evening as well. I hope I'm not... Right, so I've got a piece of black card. I'm thinking that size, that should be alright. I'll just trim that down afterwards. Just move that out to the way for a second. In my huge space that I've got left on my desk, not. Right, let's get... Again, I try not to stamp... Oh, if you've got glass mats, I try not to stamp on my glass mat. Not very forgiving. They're pretty hard, you know. And if you ever find problems when you're stamping, 9 times out of 10 it'll be that glass mat is your issue. So I normally stamp, unless you're going to put something a bit softer on top. I use one of these like kind of like foam stamping mats. Some people use a mouse pad. Whatever you got, a few pieces of paper stuck together like a magazine or something. Sometimes a magazine is good enough as well, pretty good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get to my block. Okay, and I am great. I did decide on that one, didn't I? I am grateful for every day. Right. Oh, that was funny. Oh, I thought I nearly lost you there. Am I still here, everybody? I've got to seriously tidy my desk. Helen said she was going to leave me if I didn't. No, she didn't say that, but I think she will if I don't tidy my desk. I don't blame her because it is shocking. It is absolutely shocking. I'm kind of in the middle of sorting out. My desk is a mess. I'm doing live demonstrations and I'm promoting stuff, and then I'm also trying to design, and then I'm also packing products, and then Helen runs all the rest of the business. She does everything else. She does everything. You name it. If you see something online, that's Helen. That's Helen. Helen does all of that. She does everything else. Everything else that I just don't do, which makes me feel pretty useless, really. But she is one smart cookie. So you know what they say: let the smart people do the smart things. She's the brain and I'm the brawn. I don't know whether what is that? I don't even know what brawn is. What is brawn? Right. So I know I'm not. You're not supposed to do it this way, but you're not supposed to put the stamp into the pad. But for this, little stamps you can probably get away with. So do as I say, not do as I do. All right. You shouldn't really do it this way. Now, good thing to do. I'm using white embossing powder, so I need my white embossing powder. Where have I put that? I'm just scanning my desk, looking for my white embossing powder. Yep, found white embossing powder. Good, get that ready. Other thing to consider is anti-static pad. If you're doing things with white, try and use an anti-static pad if you can. Just in case you get those white sprinkles. So you remember I was talking about getting black sprinkles? You're going to get white ones as well. So use an anti-static pad if you've got one. So that's one of these anti-static pads, and they're kind of like, they look put like a dusty kind of talcumy powder on. It must stop the embossing powder sticking to the card, or it helps to stop that. It doesn't do it 100%. Right, so go back in there with that. Now I need to just excuse my big head for a second. I just need to get in there and line that up straight. Okay, there. So that's stamped. Now need some white embossing powder. Just be careful with that now. Put that down. White embossing powder. Tweezers if you got them. If not, big fingers. Okay. So we have that sentiment. Just need to heat emboss that. Helen's got the looks. I don't even have the looks. I just, you know, they always say I've got a face for radio. Which is probably pretty true. Right, and let's heat emboss that. Now this is a good alternative to normally stamping on black onto white card. Sometimes this makes the world of difference to your project. I do have a like for this because I think sometimes it looks really, really cool. And I went through an incredibly long phase of doing exactly that, kind of black, white onto black. It means that you don't really have to double mat it up either. Sometimes you have to put white card and then a piece of black mat behind it, so it negates the need for that. So we've got that. We just need to. I just need to trim a little bit off there. So let me get my cutting mat. Cutting mat, one knife, and my ruler. Do you know what? I think we're past the hour, aren't we? We did say I was going to be an hour, but I know I'm glad that 36 people are still here. So thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate you spending your time with me. Just hold on to. If you want to use scissors or your trimmer, then please feel free to do that. I normally use a scalpel. Right. So we have a great sentiment here. Move these out of the way. Right. And we're nearly at the end. Nearly. I've just got to colour the flower in now. You can see how cool that looks against there, doesn't it? It just really does bring it to life. Sometimes it looks really expensive, you know. It's something that, you know, if you were buying that in a shop, it's yeah, I think it looks really cool. Right, so I need a little bit of glue just to stick this down. So I don't want to raise it much, but just a little bit. Three blobs, good. No expense spared. Right. So let's just grab that with my fingers. Right, I'm looking at my monitor as I'm trying to stick this down, so bear with me whilst I try and line it up. Yeah, we're getting there with that now. Let's see, that's straight, nearly straight. Maybe just down a little bit. This is what I like about the that you can. I'm just doing it by eye. Some people will measure that side and then measure that side. I don't know. I probably will, but after you've gone. After you've gone, it's me that'll be going, not you. Right. So I'm just going to colour this in now, and I'm going to get a little bit of water and some ink. Oh, I'm just being attacked. I left my door open, and there's a big crane fly or daddy long legs. What do they call them? I don't know what they call them where you live, but you know those big daddy long legs things. I got one flying around. Oh, hopefully it's going to go somewhere else. Right. So I'm going to just quickly colour that in. Again, just go through a few of the colours that you've got. I will get my mat just so I can use a few different colours. Just so that I can see what colours I'm going to use now. Right. Put this down. I'm just making space here now, just to put my other mat down so I can grab some colours. So again, just go in with the same kind of colours that you had before. Using a brush. I've got a big fat brush here now at the moment. Now all I'm doing is it's already wet, and I'm just wiping off the excess water. And I mean, if you've got watercolour card, that's even better than this. This is not watercolour card stock. This is something that's relatively inexpensive. I'm not sure what it is. I wouldn't be able to tell you without looking. But I'm just wetting the card anyway. Just go in with one of the colours to start off with. Now, because I went from the red and through the spectrum, orange, yellow, green, blue, that way, better off doing your colours or your flower the opposite way. That's what I find, because it'll look better, I think. Because that colour against that will look better than the other way round. So I'm working backwards the other way now. So just going through that colour. Sometimes a big brush is quite nice to have. And you see how, because the card is wet, that's already pulled that colour out. Now I need to get to my card pumpkin. I'm just quickly going through those colours there. Picking up the next few colours and just mixing that as I'm going. Nothing too complicated with this at all. Again, I think this is something that anybody can do. You don't have to be, an artist as such. It's just a little bit of practice, and most people can do this. Look at my yellow mustard seed. Mustard seed I missed. Right, mustard seed, love that colour. So just a little bit more water there. Just wet that before I apply the ink. Again, I think the little bit more messier the better. You're not looking for perfection. This is what makes this really cool. You can go back in over the colours if you want to, or not. It's entirely up to you how you do it. I do like kind of mixes as I'm going and going back over those colours. And again, you don't even have to be perfect at colouring it in either. Just going over that there with the green. That wasn't citron. Right, okay. That's twisted citron. So just bringing that green in now. again, this is, you know, I always find that, you know, sometimes if you ever get stuck, or, you know, you get that you've lost your mojo, just go for your rainbow colours, your spectrum, you go through the spectrum of the colours, and you'll find, you know, you'll find your way through. Yeah, it's always the best way to do it. So just going through those colours there, mix them up a little bit. Nearly finished here now. In fact, got a little bit more space there, so I think I'm going to do a colour that I didn't actually get around to on there. It was the where did it go? Where's my violet? There's always one colour that you lose. Wilted violet. It's an old favourite. Love that colour. So just finish off with this here, with the last colour. And because I may not have actually used it before, it doesn't really matter. Because it's part of the spectrum, you can get away with that. There we go. Just bring that blue in there as well. Bluey purple going on there. I think we're pretty much done. Nearly done. And again, you know, one layer except the sentiment. So that's I think we're pretty much done with that one. You know, it's strange how one that I didn't really prepare this one as much as I prepared the other one, and I love this one. That's funny, that, isn't it? So, you know, two different projects, two clean and simple, or as I call them, clean and simple anyway. So, yeah, I think they've worked out pretty well, both of those. I do like that. See, that looks great, doesn't it? Not just using part of it. Very modern, very contemporary. Both different, both totally different. And as I say, if you are interested in, sorry, I'll change the camera now. So thank you everybody. Let's just change the camera. There we go. That wasn't too bad, was it? Again, you know, clean and simple in your own style, whether you do more layers, less, whether you just add in a few items onto it, it really is. Define whatever your own clean and simple actually is. That's what I would call clean and simple. Nothing too complicated in that. So again, thank you for all the great comments. Thank you. Does anybody have a favourite? I like them both because they're both different in their own way. I mean, this one here, I probably haven't quite finished that off. I would probably colour that in, you see, a little bit more. But I really wanted to get on to doing another one. So you can see sometimes your clean and simple does take a little bit more work, a little bit more effort to finish off. But that looks great. I mean, if you want to add a few sequins on there, that would look really cool as well. Or maybe a few some stickles glue on that would look good as well. And equally, you know, if you wanted to add some like stickles, maybe some clear stickles on there, just to make it a little bit sparkly on that, you could do that. But I think I probably will do on that one. But that looks great. I love that background. It's come out really well. I'm really pleased with that. And simplicity in the sentiment. Sometimes those sentiment sets, well, they're just fantastic. They just do what you want them to do. So thank you everybody for those. I shall read all of the comments, which are over there. I shall read all the comments later on. So thank you. Helen will take some photographs of the finished projects, and she will upload them into onto Facebook and Instagram, so you'll be able to see exactly what they're like when they're photographed afterwards. I've probably already told you, and I'll probably tell you again. don't forget, summer sale is summer 30. So on your checkout, do check out the website. There's a great section there with the summer sale on, loads in there, just to make room for some of our new products. I won't tell you what they are, but yeah, I'm excited for what we've got for the rest of this year. We've actually planned it out. I know. It's planning things out. So yeah, we've planned out the rest of the year, road mapped it out as to what we're doing up until the end. Actually into early next year as well. So we know what we're doing when. And when we're going to release it. So we need a little bit more space to store things. So do check out the sale. And if there's anything else that you like, and if you want to join me on the weekend to do that bit of a mixed media project, I don't know what day I'm going to do it on. I'm thinking it's going to be Saturday. Possibly Saturday. So I will let you know. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and then you'll get a notification as to when I'm actually doing it. So you'll see. So I hope you enjoy it. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, well, yes. Please do carry on chatting after I've gone. So thank you for everybody, and I will see you on the other side. Probably on, it's either going to be Friday or Saturday. I'm thinking it's going to be Saturday, but don't quote me on that. If you go looking on Saturday and it's not there, then you should have had the notifications and know. So thanks everybody, and I've lost the will to speak now. It's too late. I need to have a rest. So thank you everyone, and have a nice evening. Take care now.